What did a fictional character say that stuck with you? The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Jack Sparrow. Captain Jack Sparrow. We accept the love we think we deserve. I think that if I ever have kids, and they are upset, I won't tell them that people are starving in China or anything like that because it wouldn't change the fact that they were upset. And even if somebody else has it much worse, that doesn't really change the fact that you have what you have. Perks of being a wallflower. IDK if I'm a cliche. Nothing worth having is easy to come by. Dr. Robert Kelso. A boy who idealizes war is perplexed why a war hero wants to retire to become a farmer. He asks the wise warrior why he seems to despise war, and this is his response: there is more honor in a field well plowed than one steeped in blood. Many of the truths we cling to depend largely on your point of view. Ben Kenobi. I survived because the fire inside burned brighter than the fire around me. Joshua Graham. Fallout New Vegas. Continues to load pistols. We can't expect God to do all the work. When Vime says about his alcoholism, 1 is too many, 2's not enough, that's when I knew that cutting down wouldn't work. I would have to completely stop. Been sober nearly 5 years now. I always tell people drinking wise, you are like a car. You have an accelerator and a brake. You can start and stop or go fast or slow. I'm the space shuttle. I can only light the rocket or not light the rocket. That's it. Those are the choices I have. I haven't lit the rocket in a decade. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness. That is life. Jean-Luc Picard. The words of someone who took his Kobayashi Maru test with dignity and understood the lesson. Tomorrow's the day you'll pay the bills. Tomorrow's the day you'll grow up and start acting responsible. But tomorrow never comes for you, because it's always so conveniently a day away. Suzy. Hey Arnold. Had to copy and paste because I forgot the original quote verbatim, but the tomorrow never comes part always stuck with me despite me being a massive procrastinator. Adaptation. 2002. Charlie Kaufman. There was this time in high school. I was watching you out the library window. You were talking to Sarah Marsh. Donald Kaufman. Oh, God. I was so in love with her. Charlie Kaufman. I know. And you were flirting with her. And she was being really sweet to you. Donald Kaufman. I remember that. Charlie Kaufman. Then, when you walked away, she started making fun of you with Kim Carnetti, and it was like they were laughing at me. You didn't know at all. You seemed so happy. Donald Kaufman. I knew. I heard them. Charlie Kaufman. How come you looked so happy? Donald Kaufman. I loved Sarah. Charles. It was mine. That love. I owned it. Even Sarah didn't have the right to take it away. I can love whoever I want. Charlie Kaufman. But she thought you were pathetic. Donald Kaufman. That was her business, not mine. You are what you love, not what loves you. That's what I decided a long time ago. The hero decides to give their life to save the day, and because of their sacrifice the good guys win. The survivors all cheer, and everybody lives happily ever after. But the hero never gets to see that ending. They'll never know if their sacrifice actually made a difference. They'll never know if the day was really saved. In the end they just have to have faith. Ain't there to be? Epsilon from Red vs Blue. There are some walls, and some ceilings. Wait, just one ceiling. Caboose. I'd trade it all for a little more. CM. Burns. I saw some of my friends become big and they don't even answer calls and don't have an honest reply for a question. I remember this quote and it is incredible. Friends, family, religion. These are the 3 demons you must slay if you wish to succeed in business. C.M. Burns. How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Winnie the Pooh. A.A. Mill. I'm a grown butt man, and reading the end of House of Pooh Corner left me feeling a kind of way I can't even describe. Burns. Well, everybody knows, war is heck. Hunnicutt. Remember, you heard it here last. Hawkeye. War isn't heck. War is war, and heck is heck. And of the two, war is a lot worse. Father Mulcahy. How do you figure that? Hawkeye? Hawkeye. Easy. Father. Tell me, who goes to heck? Father Mulcahy. Sinners, I believe. Hawkeye, exactly. There are no innocent bystanders in heck, but war is chock full of them little kids, cripples, old ladies. In fact, except for a few of the brass, almost everybody involved is an innocent bystander. I feel like that episode is one of the 6 or so that met constantly reruns of MASH. You know, it's at times like this, when I'm trapped in an airlock with a man from Beetlejuice, and about to die of asphyxiation in deep space, that I really wish I listened to what my mother told me when I was young. Why? What did she tell you? I don't know. I didn't listen. Arthur Dent. I'm a quitter. I come from a long line of quitters. It's amazing I'm here at all. Bernard from Black Books. Also from Bernard, it is the way it is because it is the way it is. If it wasn't the way it is, it wouldn't be the way it is. Some people will always need help. That doesn't mean they're not worth helping. Mira Reed from Game of Thrones. As a nurse, I feel like this is important to remember, but it can be really hard sometimes. There are no choices, nothing but a straight line. The illusion comes afterwards, when you ask why me and what if. When you look back and see the branches, like a pruned bonsai tree, or forked lightning. If you had done something differently, it wouldn't be you, it would be someone else looking back, asking a different set of questions. Max Payne in Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. Max's monologues are so good in the second game. Your past has a way of sneaking up on you. You'll hear broken echoes of it everywhere, like a bad replay. You'll get mad at everyone for reminding you about it, even if it's all in your head. Personal isn't the same as important. This is said by both Captain Carrot and Granny Weatherwax in the Discworld books by Terry Pratchett. We live with dignity. We can't die with it. Dr. Gregory House. You talk to God. You're religious. God talks to you. You're psychotic Greg House. Time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. That book has such good analogies. The ships were floating in the air in the exact same way that bricks don't. It's real life, and in real life, you can't always win. Gerald. Hey Arnold. Stoop kid's afraid to leave his stoop, also Gerald. And someday you're going to look around and realize that everybody loves you, but nobody likes you. And that is the loneliest feeling in the world. BoJack Horseman. The BoJack quote that I always remember was from the Jogging Baboon. It gets easier. Every day it gets a little easier. But you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part. But it does get easier. Get busy living or get busy dying. Andy Dufresne. The Shawshank Redemption. I don't know how many years I got left on this earth, so I'm gonna get real weird with it. Frank Reynolds. Meanwhile, block the wind. I'm gonna roast this bone. It's like those lights in the sky. They all look the same from here, but that doesn't make them less pretty. River Wiles. This is my family. I found it all on my own. It's a little broken but still good. Yeah, still good. Stitch. Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. God, that movie still hits me right in the heart so many years later, and it spawned a solid TV show to boot. A person is smart, people are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. Agent K, Men in Black. Be loyal to what matters. Arthur Morgan. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. G-Man. Half-Life series. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. A wise man can learn more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. Rush. People like to invent monsters and monstrosities. Then they seem less monstrous themselves. When they get blind drunk, cheat, steal, beat their wives, starve an old woman, when they kill a trapped fox with an axe or riddle the last existing unicorn with arrows. They like to think that the Bane entering cottages at daybreak is more monstrous than they are. They feel better then. They find it easier to live. Geralt of Riva, The Last Wish. Suck in at something is the first step being sorta good at something. Jake the dog. You can handle anything for 10 seconds. Kimmy Schmidt. This tiny little quip has helped me out so much. I use it all the time. Losing people is a part of life, but that doesn't mean you stop letting them in. Lego Batman. That movie came out shortly after I lost my grandpa. He was one of 2 people I was closest with. When he died, I went through a really rough phase. Ever since I heard that phrase, it stuck with me. As someone who lost his grandma recently, which I was extremely close to, this hit me hard. Thanks dude for sharing it. Some paraphrase of evil is thinking of people as things. Yes, it gets more complicated, but it starts by thinking of people as things. Granny Weatherwax in, I think, Carpe Jugulan by Terry Pratchett. There's no greys, only white that's got grubby. I'm surprised you don't know that. And sin, young man, is when you treat people like things, including yourself. That's what sin is. Granny Weatherwax. Better to serve a good man than to rule with an evil one. Merlin. That quote has stuck with me for so long, and I have thought about it many times. In direct contrast to Paradise Lost's better to reign in heck than serve in heaven. What's your exit strategy? Lucille Bluth yelling at her maid for having vacuumed herself into a corner. I haven't vacuumed a room without an exit strategy for years. We accept the love we think we deserve. Charlie's teacher from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Came looking for the quote. Sad that it's so low on the totem pole. It's heartbreaking to realize just how many people accept love far below what they deserve. What is the most important step a man can take? Always the next step. Dallin Colin. Confidence. It's the food of the wise man but the liquor of the fool. Vikram The Office. I'm looking forward to getting to know you better, Vikram. Pam. In the beginning the universe was created. This has made a lot of people very angry and been widely regarded as a bad move. Douglas Adams. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Edit. As you frothing gnome reminds me, it's actually from The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, the second book in the increasingly inaccurately named Hitchhiker's trilogy. There are 1,000 one-liners in those books that helped shape who I became as a person. It's incredible, really. If you want to know what a man's like, judge him on the way he treats his inferiors, not his equals. Sirius Black. Always really stuck with me because I really think it's pretty solid advice. The world's not split between good people and Death Eaters also really stuck with me from Cyrus. Umbridge is neither one, and that is so powerful. The past can hurt, but the way I see it you can either run from it, or learn from it. Rafiki, The Lion King. Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame. Uncle Iroh, Avatar, The Last Airbender. Uncle Iroh basically lets go of these pearls in most of the episodes, like you could just post a transcript for it all here and it'd be good. Knowledge, like air, is vital to life. No one should be denied it. V for Vendetta. And remember, bad times are just times that are bad. Katrina from Animal Crossing. One of my favorites, along with the best way of getting things done is by doing them from Sable, Animal Crossing. You have been visited by the cook dog. Comment: without food there is no paradise, so that you never burn the stakes. Like and subscribe, you magnificent person.